Well, guys, pack your books, sharpen your pencils, because futsal is going to college. If you didn't see the story back in June, Westcliff University is going to be the first university in the United States to ever have a men's and women's futsal program. And if you're curious, like I am, about what that's going to look like, being the first at anything has a lot of big questions because there isn't anything already established. Great resource that I used and will be referencing during this video, Futsal Focus. Andre Caro on his podcast did a great interview with head coach of both the men's and women's teams, Coach Ivan Todorovic. And he gave us a little more insight on what the program's growth plan is and how they will get things kicked off here this year. This is what he had to say about the competition.
I cannot speak on behalf of the NAIA or NCAA. So far, some tries the federation had and the national team coach Dusan didn't go so well before. But we were all hoping that once futsal becomes the Olympic sports, that it is going to automatically get a wild card to get into the NCAA or NAIA. But in the meantime, we don't want to wait for that. We would like to start first the local Western division between the colleges in California and hopefully Arizona, Southern California, North California, and Arizona. But number one thing, as Coach Dusan always says, we cannot build the house starting from the roof. So the university, we have to start our program first, make it really good, make a good example, and the other people to follow and build on what we are starting here. I think that's for that first year, that is our goal, to present futsal to the college sports in America for everybody to see, and then try to educate the other athletic directors and hopefully coaches to how to build it, what resources to use. And hopefully in the second year, my goal is to have at least a league of 6 to 8 teams.
So there you go, guys. Not too surprising when you're first to the table. The next thing to do is start encouraging some other people to join you in the fun. Sounds like he's got about 6 to 8 teams figured out as potential prospects to help with exhibitions as well as a regular season. And even more exciting, as he referenced, was the mentorship they've unofficially felt through Coach Dusan of the U.S. men's national team, who has somewhat put his fingerprints into the program, knowing Coach Ivan from before. So the nice thing about that, too, is, as he said, you cannot build a house starting from the roof. He's going to build this thing up right. These guys are making a great foundation for the sport and college and university levels, and hopefully NAIA and NCAA sees that and helps build that up and jumps on the bandwagon. So, speaking of a roof, what's the next steps? What's the long-term plan look like? Listen in here and see what Coach Ivan's vision is for the next 5 years.
Let's say this program is very successful. What would be a 5-year goal for this program? Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years?
I see us as a part of I'm not going to even say it anymore, Western Division, but I'm going to say see us as a part of the league that is going to probably have 20 plus teams. And obviously, that will all change the moment the NAIA accepts futsal as a sport all across the country. And then I think that would be mission accomplished, speaking about this project. The whole idea is for the league to see that and see potential in that, but we cannot do that if we show the league that we have 2 or 3 teams. We do have to start from something, but as you mentioned, 5 years, the idea is to have more than 20 universities competing and maybe to try to get into the other states.
So really making history and building out a 5-year plan, 20 teams in 5 years, an aggressive start, but very achievable. So I think that it's something that's going to be an undertaking and will definitely take some diligence, but can be done. So if this is something that excites you as a student athlete, if you're at home right now watching this on your phone and you think, man, that'd be kind of cool to play futsal in college and get an education. If that's your path, then maybe you'd like to hear more about how the players are selected. Coach Ivan has a pretty strong stance on what he's looking for in a player. And not a surprise, it doesn't stop at athletics.
Number one, obviously, is the quality. So I'm trying to go and see the players in person. And sometimes when the player is texting me or calling me from far away, I'm trying to see first his highlight video, then I'm asking him for the full game. That is one part of the selection. And then, since all of our players in all of our sports are the first students, and then players, the GPA is something that is really important, because at the end of the day, the school is an educational institution that has its average GPA on the whole university, and we don't want to bring the players that cannot have at least the minimum of the GPA to study with us.
So there you go, guys. 3 key points from the podcast. I would strongly encourage anyone who's watching this to link over to Futsal Focus's YouTube channel and check out the podcast in its entirety. It's only a half hour long, but Andre does a fantastic job with this podcast. And Coach Ivan covered a lot of material in that half hour that I think would be important to folks who are interested in going to the university and pursuing a collegiate career of futsal and beyond. I think the thing that's most exciting about the program that I took from the podcast is that the U.S. men's national team is involved. Coach Dusan is mentoring them in an unofficial way, and I think that that's going to mean success in building that foundation of the house of futsal here in the United States' college scene. If you guys want to learn more about Westcliff University, if this jived your interest and you think you want to take a look and see what they have to offer, I've put a link in the description below to their websites as well as their Twitter, so you can follow their sports teams. And I also am going to put a link to our Discord channel, a new thing we're bringing in so that folks can talk and share news stories on an official platform. And two, if you're looking to do things like gaming like Discord is traditionally used for, maybe network with some new friends and get on the gaming world and find your digital teammate as well as your futsal teammate there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sure there's more news to come out of Westcliff University, and we'll be covering it as it comes. So until then, don't forget to play with your soul.